Wow, my name is Papa Zero. Please join me today for a very special episode called What's That Build? Please help me welcome our three esteemed contestants. First contestant, it says here your name is Rudy? Interesting. Without delay, can you tell me what's that build you see on the screen right now? From the looks of it, I'm gonna guess some sort of deck stacking, projectile firing build. Maybe I'm gonna go with Frostblades. Wow, you could not be more wrong. Go ahead, sit down. You should be ashamed of yourself. Contestant number 2, Roderick. It says here you're from Mount Tipitaway. I think that's a lie, but care to give your guess as to what this build is? This could not be an easier question. This is, of course, Cast on Critical Strike Bone Nova build from Diablo 2. Roderick, I'm just gonna tell you this. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having to listen to your answer. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Final contestant, Prodrick? Your name is Prodrick. As in Roderick with the P in front. I don't even... Please, Papa Zero. Go ahead. I think I have the answer. Go ahead. Is it a kind of a attribute stacking build, but not really? Ivory Tower using physical damage with a hint of cold damage. Holy Relic using Lancing Steel of Sprang to trigger it. Inquisitor build? Ooh, so close. Better luck next time, contestants. You are now all subject to the pit of despair. Take them away, guards. Take them away. Alright, on to the build. If you've seen my videos before, you will not be surprised by this, but once again, I have made a build based off one item. One little centerpiece, if you will. The beautiful item I'm talking about, I bought for one divine, and it is the one and only Ivory Tower Saints Huberk with +1 to gems and +2 to minion gems corruption. One divine. Come on. Guys, when you see these beautiful cheap items, go for them. Buy them. Make a build around them. Being in love with the Holy Relic of Conviction this league, I once again am using it as my damage dealing skill. Primary damage is physical, but it has a hint of cold damage for freezing and chilling the enemies. One could probably go the Brutality support gem route and it may do more damage. I haven't tested this. I've been personally really enjoying the freezing, the chilling on quite a few enemies, which makes this build even more tankier, so to each their own. I have leveled this build from level 90 till 95 exclusively running these types of maps. Have I died here and there? Yes, but only when it's like something super crazy, like -24 all max res, and then there's like a double, triple phases extra elemental damage mod. This build being tanky, the biggest thing to watch out for is actually your holy relics staying alive. Can't stress that enough. They do occasionally die to repeat mods or bosses, and you have to be prepared to re-summon them, otherwise it's not a good time. I've tried all sorts of things to make them more durable, like doubling their life with max life increasage rings and cluster jewels, also getting their defenses up in various ways, but the most noticeable thing that seemed to have helped their survivability is them having a lot of leech life leech. So when you start playing around with stats, make sure they have plenty of leech to survive most content. To achieve said tankiness that I described in detail before, I achieved that with 81 all res, 35k armor, 65 plus block and spell block, almost 95, just kidding, 90% spell suppression. I also have 28 energy shield gained per enemy hit, which helps a lot because the Lancing Steel of Sprang skill hits a lot. That's a lot of S's. Since I haven't played an ES build in a good while, I didn't know all of the weaknesses that ES builds suffer from, so I got myself a corrupted and regular blood immunity with jewels and boots implicit. Furthermore, I use Soul of Abereth Pantheon for less ignitage, duration, and poison in general has never been an issue ever. Even when the mod is monsters poison on every hit mod, never felt poison. Because I'm using Ivory Tower, I went for the Coruscating Elixir Ruby Flask and Brutal Restraint Jewels, the Trader Keystone combo. Being Ascendant, I chose the Pathfinder Ascendancy node because with just the tiniest of investments in flask duration, I was able to use 4 flasks instead of just the typical 3 with this type of setup. With all that said, I chose to craft my very own micro distillery belt to squeeze out just a tiny bit more out of my 4 vials. I also crafted one of my rings and a sword, which I shall show ya in a few seconds. When you go over my gear, you will see that besides the chest piece, everything is fairly cheap. Putting aside double corrupted Ivory Tower, I think this build ran me around maybe 15, 20 divines. Anyways, enough talk. Now let's go over the gear with more talking. Alright, here's the Butte Lynx. Look at that, not even a corrupted level 4, just a level 3. Empower gem. Minion gem, also only level 4. Sword, again, crafted myself using Essence of Fear to get attack speed and an empty suffix. If you spend some coins, you can get yourself hits can't be evaded on the weapon itself, which will save you 2 points because you do not have to go for the Resolute Technique Keystone like I did. Helm, classic, necessary, another minion, corrupted with max life. Shield I bought for 70 chaos, jeez, wow. Before buying it, I actually bought this one for 100 chaos. They're practically giving these away. They're ridiculous. Boots, a bit of spell suppression, some nice stats, life, and then the bleed immunity helpage implicit. Micro distillery belt I crafted using Essence of Spite. When I got the strength stat, I crafted life and slammed it with the Hunter Orb. Very lucky. Very nice belt. I was using something like this before I crafted my belt. Actually, I crafted both of these, but yeah. Shaper gloves that give me about 800 ES. Not too shabby. Ring with a lot of chaos res that I bought. I think it was like 100 chaos. And wow. Ring that I crafted myself using the graveyard. I don't know. I just threw a bunch of stuff. Got this one. Pretty happy about it. Now, note, what's very important is the -2 mana cost on both rings. And this life wheel right here. Even though it's not the most efficient life wheel to take, it makes the cost of Lancing Steel of spraying go to 0. Therefore, I can do no regen maps. Very important. The flasks I have give me a bit of armor, attack speed, and movement speed. A nice Watcher's Eye for divines. The most important stat is the energy shield gained on hit. I also have a tiny 3 energy shield gain on hit right here with the flash duration. 4 divines for both forbidden jewels to get phasing and spell suppression. And yeah, that's about it. Let me know your thoughts, any questions, concerns. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time with another beautiful build.